Hey everybody, welcome into Watch Me Wednesday, episode number 70. Unbelievable, I can't believe it. I say it every time I do a Watch Me Wednesday that I can't believe I've done so many, but it is episode number 70 today. So, oh gosh, are we live again? I'm sorry. I think my Wi-Fi is going crazy. So if you're here and you're joining me, please tell me, because I believe I'm missing a Wi-Fi connection, I think. So tell me if you're in here. Oh, yep, I see Gail. Gail is in. Hi, Nedra, how are you? My Wi-Fi seems to be very finicky. Anyway, as I was saying, this is episode number 70. Do you believe it? I can't. That's a lot of episodes that I've been doing, and I really look forward to doing them on Wednesdays when I'm here. Speaking of, I better tell you now, next Wednesday I'm not here. I am going to be in Oregon. I'm speaking at two guilds here in Oregon. I will be at Marie Bostwick's guild. She's a good friend of mine, and I will be spending some friend time with her, so we'll be doing some fun stuff too. But I'll be speaking in Oregon and teaching a workshop there as well. Hi everybody, how are you? Hit that share button, because I'm going to kind of do a continuation of what I did last week. I was showing you some of my favorite tools and notions last week, and this time I'm going to kind of show you some of my favorite things, or I should say collections. We all kind of have collections, and these are things that I guess I collect in the studio. I'm sure you all do that too, and I'm not talking about fabric, because we all know that we're fabric collectors, right? I prefer the word collector over, oh, thank you, Laura. You see them back there. He did hang them up for me. So Laura is, if you can see right there behind me, a lot of you may or may not know that since I moved to Arizona, I've always been fitness oriented, but I go every day. I work out every day with my friends in the morning very early. I get up super early to get my day kick started, go for a workout, and then I run too. And I got into running because of my workout buddies. And those right over there are my medals. See right there are my medals that I have amassed in the past year, actually less than a year. I ran a lot of 5Ks, I've run one 10K, so I'm doing a lot of that, and I really do enjoy that. Oh, and you see, yes, that does count, and Cecilia, the thread, yes, and I'm going to get to that too. That does count as a collection. So the medals are a collection, the thread back there, yeah, collection too. You guys getting a lot of them already. So, yeah, so I have those two collections, but I am going to talk a little bit more about it. And I'd love to hear, if you can, commenting about some of the things that you collect in your studio or in your sewing space, like I do. So I'm going to kind of get right to it, because I have a ton of things in front of me that you can't see right now, but I'm going to show them to you because they are near and dear to me. So, how many of you collect books? I do. And I'm talking about not only just reading books, which I have elsewhere, but quilting books. So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite. I'm not going to show you all of them because I have a lot, but some of my favorite quilting books. So this is one of my favorites of all times, Quilts with a Spin. And that's by Piece Cake Designs, Linda Jenkins, and Becky Goldsmith. Gosh, I can't remember why I couldn't remember the name. Anyway, this is one of my favorite, and I've been working on a project in this book for years because I'm kind of taking my own twist to it, and I'm doing it like piecemeal because I want it to be just what I want it to be, and it's called Whirligig. That is the quilt that I'm working on in this book. This book, I will tell you, it's out of print. I did find several copies. Let's see, when was it last in print? It was printed in 2005. I did find several copies of this in a half-price bookstore Thank you, Betsy. I did find some in the half-price bookstore. I bought all of them for like $5 and gave them to my friends. So if you find a copy of that book somewhere, get it because it's out of print. Another one of my favorite books, and I bought this long ago, and I'm not even sure when this was published. So this was published in 1994. So Quick Rotary Cutter Quilts by Pam Bono. Pam Bono is no longer with us. I'm sure some of you are familiar with what happened, and I won't go all over that. But when I first started quilting, I really adored this book. And I actually have another one of them. I think, oh no, maybe I don't. I have all of her books. But anyway, I started out with that quilt in her book. But her quilts are quite unique because you see they usually, there's a lot of piecing, by the way. They could be like applique quilts, but some of them, like, oh, I made this one. And this one I made for my daughter when she was super little, but I changed out the blue background and made it green, so it was all these little bunny rabbits, and I love it. And I believe she still has it, I think. So anyway, that's one of my other favorite books. Of course, I have every single book that Kafe has ever put out because I adore Kafe Fassett, his fabrics and his designs. So I have, I think, every single book that he has. Oh, you have her patterns too, Betsy. Great. I know. She was very prolific, and I loved her stuff. Anyway, so Kafe Fassett got a lot of his books. I'm sure a lot of you out there have his books. This one is another one of my favorites. It's just a compilation book, but I did make, and actually, I think I posted it a while ago. I have made this quilt out of this book, but I changed out the colors, and I could probably repost a picture of that too. But that was one of my favorite quilts in the book. Let's see if there's a flat on shot. So this is kind of, even the templates are still in here. So see, I even made the templates out of the template plastic. So that one I made, but there's a lot of other quilts in here that I really like as well. So that's another favorite. Then, of course, I got to show you these three because I'm actually featured in these books. So this one is the Big Book of Table Toppers. And I actually believe I have these books and I need to put them on the website so that if you wanted to purchase them, you could purchase them. But I don't have them up there yet. But the reason I'm showing you this, if you like to make small projects, this is a great book for it. But one of my projects, here it is, from my Splash of Color book is in this book, Big Book of Table Toppers. So if you like to make small projects, this is a great book for it. And I will see if I have copies. They're brand new copies. If I do, I will put it up on the website so that you can purchase them. So I got to double check on that. Here's another one of my favorites because, and I know there's a lot of you out there that have participated in this Splendid Sampler. This was the very first Splendid Sampler. Now they're on to another one. If any of you were on this first book, remember this block? The Shining Star? Well, look at who the designer was on that one. It was little old me. So, yep, I'm featured in this book too. So that's another one of my favorites. And plus, you could do it like as a block of the month kind of thing. And of course, I can't leave my books without saying that this isn't one of my favorites. This one is so near and dear to my heart because I put a lot of hard work and sweat into this book. This is my Splash of Color book, and yes, I have it available on my site. So those are some of my favorite books, but by far I have way more books than that. So do you collect books? Are you a quilting book hoarder, kind of like I am? I have a feeling you are. But anyway, so another thing that I also love to collect too are buttons. So I purchased this a long time ago just because I thought they were so beautiful. These are buttons. They're antique orange and yellow. Love all those warm colors. And I think I may have used one on here, but I just love to look at it. So those are buttons, some buttons. And then I also like very colorful buttons. So let me see if you can kind of see. I'm going to pull a few of these out of here. But I have, these are just some plastic buttons. They're just bright and fancy. But some of my favorite ones are in here. These they're like glass beads. Those, see, they got little, aren't they fun? And then these, aren't they fun? So they would look really good like on a bag or something. And then there's just plain old glass ones with no little beading on them. And then there's these. I love this. And this is one of my favorites. This one right here is pink and lime green. Isn't that great? Okay, and then these really aren't buttons, but they're pins, but they're, you know, this glass. They're fused glass. I just love them. So I collect those too. Just a few, these are just a few. So I love, love, love colored glass. Just my thing. So speaking of colored glass, here are some of the other pieces that live in my studio that are colored glass. So I have these, which I absolutely adore, and they live here because I like to look at them every day. And then I also bought these too. Actually, I bought them at a quilt show, and they live right near my sewing machines, but look at the light filtering through them. I have a lot of light behind me, but it's also fused glass, and I love that too. So they're colorful pieces of glass that I absolutely adore. So those are, I collect that as well. Isn't it crazy? What are some of the, so you, Betsy, you collect books too. Hey, Vicki, how are you? Good to see you. Or see you, I should say. You see me, I can't really see you. But anyway, one of my other favorite collections in my studio is pin cushions. Now, I have to tell you, I can't put pins in my pin cushions because my cats pull the pins out, so they are merely decorative in my studio because I have to put the pins in a little container, so they're closed. Oh, Nedra collects thimbles. That's a great idea. I don't collect, that's not one of the things that I never did start collecting. How many of you collect thimbles? Anyway, this is a pin cushion. My daughter brought me back when she was in China. I really love it. So it sits, your cat does that too. Cats are strange, aren't they? But I love them. So this is from China. Then this pin cushion was given to me by a guild that I went to speak with. It's a little cowgirl boot because they knew how much I love cowgirls. Now, this has a few, or cowgirl boots. I collect cowgirl boots, and I do wear them. But anyway, there are pins in these, but this sits atop of one of my shelves so the cats don't get at it. Then I have this pair that I actually bought at a quilt show. I didn't make it. I saw it at a quilt show, and I bought it in Montana. So I got that one. Then this one, of course, for those of you who love Longaberger, I have this little Longaberger pin cushion, and I store the pins in there. So there's pins stored in there. And then this one, which in my move from Connecticut to here, one of the legs came off, but it's a little mini tuffet. And there's some of my buttons that I had collected on the top. A mini tuffet pin cushion, which I love, okay? So then, let me see, I didn't know, good, okay. So then, one of the other things that I collect, and one of you mentioned it before, the thread. So that's thread for my long arm, and I actually have more threads that you can't see. Actually, let me show you, see if I can, see, there's more thread over there. Can you see that? So I do collect quite a bit of thread, but those are strictly for my long arm. But, so let me show you my thread collections that I love. So I showed some of you this. This was like right before Christmas. So you all know I'm an Aurifil thread designer, right? So I have several thread collections with Aurifil. But this one just screamed at me, and it said, buy me for yourself for Christmas. So I've got this box of Aurifil thread. And I want to show you. It is the 80 weight. isn't that just like a candy box, right? So I had to buy that, and you could tell they're not unwrapped yet because I want to use it. Haven't gotten around to using it yet, but this I'll be using for like hand piecing and hand applique and things like that, because it's 80 weight, so it's really thin. Oh, lots of love there. I know. Isn't this one a cool box? I love that. So let me show you some of my other Aurifil thread collections that I've gotten too. So this one, I don't know when Sarah Lawson had put this one out, but this was an Aurifil thread collection by Sarah Lawson, and it's a floss. Similar to, I did one, and this one is out now, and it's on my website if you wanted it. So this one, oh wow, Lori, you're on a ferry watching me. That's awesome. That's so cool. So this is my current collection. It's a Aura floss, so you can use it for hand embroidery, and that is available on my site. So that is one of my collections, but yes, I collect it too. So then I also, when Pat Sloan, she had her batik collection out with Moda Fabrics. She put out an Aurifil collection, Eat Your Fruits and Veggies, and I think, so here it is, Eat Your Fruits and Veggies, and I must have used one of the threads in there because it's gone. So, so that's another one that I collected. Then this one, Inked, there. So this one is the floss again. You could tell I have a floss thing, and you could tell I used some of the floss in this one, and they're probably roaming around. I have threads, so when I'll show you, it's so funny. So sometimes when I'm done using a thread and I don't remember where it goes in my little basket right here. So you can see that when I use them, sometimes do you get like that? Do you get lazy and you don't want to put them back where you found them? Well, that's what I do sometimes. I put them back there. Then of course my Splash of Color collection, and these are all 50 weight threads, and this is available on my website. Goes along with my book. So those are some of the smaller collections, and then of course, and you're going to see how much I use these because some of the slots are empty in this. This one is one of the first large boxes that I bought. This is the 50 weight thread, and this one was African Inspirations by Kay England. But you can see there's several missing from there because I've taken them out and used them. Some I've put back, some are unwrapped and put back, but I love the fact that they have the case, and yeah, I'll put them back in there at some point. Then of course I love my Fresh Pickins collection, and yeah, there's a few missing in there too. Some are unwrapped, but I love the fresh spring colors. I have like do you think it's like a hoarding problem? I don't know. I like to call it collecting. But anyway, and then my Blue Moon collection, and there are some missing from there too, and some unwrapped, but those are the blues. And then this one is my Fresh Catch collection. This was this one here doesn't have the label on it because they shipped it to me before the label was made. So this is my Fresh Catch collection, and these all but a couple have been opened. I used a bunch of these. So that's my thread. I have a lot more though too. I have silk threads. I love silk thread, and I have some other embroidery threads too. So I have a lot of thread. But one other thing that I didn't take out to show you because I thought I'd probably hurt myself if I put them all in front of me and then tried to pick them up, is I collect scissors too. In fact, oh, here's one, but a lot of them are the Ginger scissors, and they always put out, and my friend Joanne Waring got me into this. I blame her. I blame her. She collects the Ginger scissors too, and they put out, I don't know if it's every year or every 6 months or so, but they put out special handle scissors, so they're like collector's items, and I've gotten a bunch. She's really gotten me into that. So anyway, I didn't want to take all my scissors out because I really thought that they would probably drop on my feet, and I have flip-flops on right now, so I didn't want to do that. How many of you collect scissors? I don't know why I got it. This is probably one of my favorite size too, by the way, because it's a good nipper. So Debbie, you like to buy threads, right? You think they're, oh, I know, they're like, it's like a candy box, right? It's like a box full of candy, and it's low calorie too, right? So threads are always fantastic to have. What other kind of collections do you guys have? Now, I know we all have fabric collections because we have that. No, but stop wearing wearing flip-flops. Yes, I am wearing flip-flops. It's 84 degrees here today. It's a beautiful sunny day. So I'm probably actually going to go out for a walk in a little while because I just need to get out and take a break from the studio because it's so nice out. So I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are not in sunny weather and it's a little cold. And I would like to send my warmth to you. Let's see. So somebody, I can't see. Somebody collects, oh, Denise collects toy sewing machines. Alberta, she's a scissors collector. You only have one pair of Ginger scissors and loves them. Great. Laura's wearing wool socks, so you probably collect the wool socks, right, Laura? Kyra collects machine embroidery patterns, my new obsession. I need to hook up with you, Kyra, because I need some too. Oh, and it's raining in Southern California. That means, Trish, it's going to come our way. Keep it there or send it south. Send it south. Raining heavily in Huntington Beach, so no flip-flops today. Dang. That must mean that rain's going to come our way because we usually get the Southern California weather like the day after. I hope it comes at nighttime. Can you arrange that for me? Anyway, let me know what your collections are. And it's kind of fun to kind of go through some of my stuff and show you what I like to collect. Pretty much everything colorful and pretty. But yeah, keep your comments coming, put them there. I will read them later on after I'm done with the video. And I want to thank you for joining in. And I will tell you again, if you weren't here in the beginning, I will not be here next week. I will be in Oregon. I will be doing a lecture and a trunk show and a workshop for 2 guilds up there. I will be with my friend Marie Bostwick. So and by the way, if you don't collect Marie Bostwick's books, you need to do that. Okay, because Marie Bostwick has some fantastic novels out there, and yes, most of them are quilt-based, so it's a good read. They are good reads. So next week I will be with her. I will be with her from Sunday through Thursday, teaching and lecturing. So I won't be in on a Watch Me Wednesday next week. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. And yes, aren't her novels wonderful, Chris? They are fantastic. So if you don't know about Marie Bostwick, please look at her novels, look them up on Amazon, and I will be with her next week. I will tell Marie you said hello, Laura. I'm sure she'll say hello back. And maybe she and I might just pop in for a live chat if we've got a free moment or two. That might be kind of fun. So anyway, see you all in 2 weeks. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And don't forget to tell me what you like to collect in your studio. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.